Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel at very long last. If you guys have never seen me before, my name is Lucy and today I created this lilac spotlight eye with some teal on the waterline. We just generally had a little bit of a chit chat, a bit of a Q&A, and I just thought I'd update you on some of my favourite products that I've been loving recently. So if you do want to see how I created this look and just generally hear me talk for quite a long time, then please do keep on watching. Hello everyone, so I know it's been a while. Yes, I do deserve the worst YouTuber award. I just don't really have an excuse. I just didn't want to film and so I didn't. But I have decided to film a new video for you guys today. I'm going to cut with the long intro because I just want to get started and get a video for you guys because I know a lot of you have been waiting on this for literally the last 3 months since I last uploaded, and then probably the last like 3 months before that as well. Last week I asked on my Instagram what you guys would like to see for my first video back, and it was kind of a tie between a Q&A and also a review video of the BeautyBay and Mmmmitchell palette, which I do have here. I have actually done a video on this palette before, but for some reason you guys really wanted to see another tutorial with it, so I thought I'd combine the two today. I'm going to do a tutorial with this but also be answering some of your questions. I've screenshotted a bunch of questions from when I did my Q&A on Instagram last week, and I thought I'd go through and answer some of them whilst doing my makeup, so if you want to see that, then please keep watching. First things first, I don't think I've filmed a video since I have changed up my eyebrow routine. Now this is something that everyone has been asking me recently. What are you doing to your brows? Can you show us your brow routine? There's really not a lot to it, but I am going to show you what I have been doing with my brows recently because everyone has been asking. So as you guys may have seen, soap brows has become a massive trend in the last few months. I have no idea who the originator of the soap brow trend was, but whoever it was, thank you, because honestly it has changed my entire game. So I'm literally just grabbing a bar of soap. This is normal hand soap. You can get this in any store pretty much ever. This one is by the brand Pears, but I don't know if you can get this abroad, but if you can't, then literally any soap. With the soap, I'm actually just going to grab any setting spray. You can also use water, but because I'm sat here filming and I'm not at the sink, I'm just going to use setting spray. This one is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Oh, we're back. And I'm going to just spray the bar of soap with my setting spray. Now I'm just grabbing a spoolie brush. This is one of the disposable ones from my makeup artist kit, but you can use any spoolie. And then you're just going to scrape it over the soap like so, and then literally just start brushing it through your eyebrows as though it's like a brow gel. I really don't know what ingredient it is in the soap that makes this work so well, but it literally makes your brows like laminated to your face. It makes it so good if you want to do like a fluffier looking brow or like make your brows look thicker than they actually might be. It's just a really good brow gel and it stays in place literally all day long. And there is one brow done. I'll just zoom you in so you can kind of see the comparison. You see how it just makes my eyebrow look so much thicker this way. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do the other brow. And that is literally pretty much it for what I've been doing to my eyebrows recently. The next step is that I'm going to use a concealer to carve underneath them, but other than that I've not really been doing any added products. This is like the only thing I've been using to make them look fluffy. To carve underneath my eyebrows, I've actually been really loving using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This one is in the shade Buff. I don't really know why, but I've just gone off of using like an eyeshadow base to carve underneath my brows. I know it does make sense because obviously I'm going to go and put the eyeshadow primer all over my lid anyway, but I just prefer the consistency of this to carve out my brows, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm also using that with the Morphe M224 brush. It's just a really super thin brush, perfect for carving under the brows and cut creases and things like that. Moving on to my eyeshadow primer, today I'm actually going to be taking the Plouise base in the shade Rumour 2. If you guys have never tried the Plouise base, you need to. You can also save using my discount code Lsgmakeup10. I'll leave it on screen. That will get you 10% off of everything on the Plouise website except for like the bundles that they've already got discounts on. I'm also going to take this eyeshadow base right out to my temples and just up next to my brow because I'm going to do a smoked out look today and I just want to make sure that that area is primed. And then I'm using the Morphe M517 brush to pat that all into my lid. Okay, and now we are ready to go with our eyeshadow look. Today I've actually decided that I don't think I've done a tutorial yet using the Acid Rain eye paints from Plouise and Mmmmitchell. I've definitely used this one a million times, which is blank canvas. This one is the one I always use to cut my crease, but because we're not doing a cut crease today, I thought I'd show you how to use the other colours in the collection. The one that I'm going to start with today is in the shade Ibiza. It's a really beautiful pastel sort of lavender purple shade. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that on the back of my hand. With this stuff you really do not need a lot. It's super full coverage and really pigmented, and I'm just going to start working that onto my eye with a flat sort of packing brush. I'm going to start by taking it out to a V on my outer edge and then just on the inner corner. We're going to leave the middle bit free because I want to do a spotlight effect today. One of the first questions that I got on my poll was, what motivates you, makeup or just in general? I know it sounds really super cliche for any sort of person with a platform or any YouTuber to say, but honestly, you guys are my biggest motivation. I receive so many lovely messages on a day-to-day basis of people saying that I have inspired them to start their account, or I've given them motivation to play around with colours, any sort of inspiration, and honestly that is my most motivational thing. I've also been receiving so many messages since I've stopped filming my YouTube videos that people want to see more of my videos and that they miss my content, which again is super motivational because if I wasn't receiving those messages then I wouldn't have been sat down today filming this for you. So thank you so much to everyone who actually recognised that I had come off of YouTube and took time out of their day to send me a really lovely message, because it really did motivate me, and that's why I'm sat here now. Now that we've got that purple sort of packed onto the inner and outer corners, with a clean fluffy brush, not picking up any product, I'm just going to go over the edges and start to sort of blend that out. Another question says, which brand would you love to collaborate with if you had the chance to? Honestly, I couldn't choose just one. There are so many amazing brands that I really have loved over the past few years and that I always support and always use their products that I would absolutely love to collaborate with. Obviously, one of the main ones would be either Morphe or Anastasia Beverly Hills, because those are just my OG brands. I seem to always use their products in every single look that I do. However, over the last few months, I've actually been also thinking about how cool it would be to do a collaboration with maybe bPerfect Cosmetics. You guys know that their Carnival XL Pro palette is my ride or die palette. Like, I literally can't not use it in a look, so I would love to collaborate with their brand. Also, I'd love to maybe create some lashes with like Unicorn Cosmetics or Lashes by Lucy. There's so many brands that I would love to collaborate with, but okie dokie. So now I've got that purple lilac shade blended out. Now taking the BeautyBay and Mmmmitchell palette, I'm gonna go in with the shade Morgan, which is the darker purple in this palette. And I'm just gonna start to deepen up inside the V. So I'm gonna deepen it up more into the crease. Another question that I had was, are you happy with the influencer slash YouTube path that you've chosen? PS, love you. Love you too, girl. And yes, I am so happy with the path that I am on. I never actually chose this path directly. It's not like I started any of my pages expecting to be where I am now with it. So in that sense, I wouldn't say that I chose this path, but I am so glad that it's led me to where I am now, because I absolutely love doing what I do. I love creating content, doing makeup looks. I do like filming YouTube videos on days like today when I have the motivation, but we all know that YouTube is one of those hit or miss things. I either am motivated or I'm not motivated, so YouTube's a little bit of a hit or miss. Okay, so I had actually a few questions asking me the same thing, so I thought I'd just cover them all in this one answer. People asking about my camera equipment and my setup, and what camera do you film to use your YouTube. So the answer to that is that I currently am using the Sony a5100 camera. I don't recommend it. This camera has literally been non-stop problems since I first got it. I am desperate to get new camera equipment, but I just don't use it enough, seeing as I've not been filming my videos as regularly anymore. It does the job, it takes the video, it takes the photos. However, it's really very problematic with me anyway. I don't know about anyone else who might have the same camera. Ironically, just as I was talking about how bad my camera is, it actually just decided to overheat and shut off, so that's really good. Apologies for that. I have just started to blend out the purple shade with the shade Miles High, the lilac shade from the Mmmmitchell and BeautyBay palette. This is literally my favourite lilac shade I have ever tried in a palette. Now right up at the top above that lilac, I'm just going to take a white eyeshadow. I'm actually taking the shade White Lies out of the BeautyBay 42 colour EYN palette, and I'm just going to blend that right on top. I find that using a white eyeshadow on top of your blend just makes it look a whole lot more seamless and put together. So if you've not tried it before, then I definitely try recommending it. Definitely recommend trying it, that's what I meant to say. Now I'm just going to go back in with the shade Morgan, which was the dark purple shade, and I'm just going to blend back over there to make sure that the dark purple isn't missing. Okay, so another question that I had is, what goals do you have outside of makeup? I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like I'm one of those like lost spirits that just sort of goes with the flow. I never really have like a set goal to what I'm doing as such, so I wouldn't say I have that many goals. However, in terms of like my future, obviously one day I would like to have a family, be living in my own home, just generally be successful and love what I'm doing, because I feel like there's nothing more important than spending your life doing something that you love. So if I can continue to do makeup in the future, then that would be really, really good. I'm now just dipping into the tiniest bit of the shade Mafia from the same palette, which is the black shade, and I'm just going to pick that up on my favourite Morphe M506 brush and just really deepen up the outer edge to add some definition. Another question that I've got says, what's your favourite part and least favourite part about doing your makeup / skincare? That's actually a really good question. I would say that my favourite part, besides obviously eyeshadow, because that's like my main sort of stamp when it comes to makeup, I feel like eyeshadow is my thing. I actually really love doing like blusher and bronzer at the minute. My mind has completely changed. I absolutely love it, and I really feel like it does make such a difference to your base. So actually at the minute I feel like that could be my favourite step besides eyeshadow. My least favourite step I would probably say is probably doing brows, to be honest. I just feel like it's one of those things that I'm like, oh, I wish that they could just be done all the time so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, the next step is that I'm going to take the same Plouise base again. Obviously I don't want our eyes to get really, really cakey because we do already have the base down, but I am going to take a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, and using a flat sort of packing brush, this one is the Morphe M124 brush, I'm just going to really shear that out and then pack it right down the centre where we've left that bit clear. And we're back. Okay, my camera cut out again, which is absolutely wonderful. I love that. But anyway, now that I've got that spotlight aspect blended into my eye, I am just going to go ahead and take a smaller, more dense brush. This is the Morphe JH39 brush, and I'm going to go back in with that shade Miles High, which was the lavender colour, and just pack that over the very outer edge of the spotlight to give a gradient effect into the middle. Okay, my next step is just to go up that spotlight using a tiny bit of a liquid eyeshadow. The one I'm actually going to use today is the Huda Beauty Matte and Metal Melted Eyeshadow. This one is in the shade Diamond Drip, and I'm going to take the metallic side. I'm just going to take a tiny bit on the back of my hand of that shade and then just go ahead and pat it right up the middle. So that lilac shade has just added a little bit of a purple sheen. Now, right up the center, I'm actually going to be taking the bPerfect Cosmetics liquid eyeshadow in the shade Stars, which is just a stark silver. And again, I'm taking this on my hand first and then going to take it on a tiny brush to go right up the middle for some shimmer. Okay, now moving on to the skin, we're going to come back to the eyes like I always do. Once I've done the rest of my base, we'll come back to do lashes and the lower lash line. But for now, I'm going to start by moving on to my skin. So for primer, I actually purchased this myself. This wasn't gifted to me. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I had been seeing literally every beauty influencer talking about this primer. So you guys know I had to hop on that trend and get it for myself. I know that this is based more for oily skin because it's a grip primer, which means that it's going to help your makeup to not slip off of your face. And my skin is slightly on the oily side, so I thought I'd get this to give it a try. The one thing I will say about this primer is it does feel really nice and tacky. It's also got a really nice feel to it when you're rubbing on your face. It almost feels like some sort of skincare you're rubbing on your face, and it definitely does the gripping part like it says on the bottle, because it is very tacky and sticky. Moving on to foundation. The foundation I've been absolutely loving for photographing and taking pictures of my looks recently is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. The shade that I use is Shortbread 200B, which actually is slightly too dark for me because we all know I am a pasty girl. I don't really tan unless I'm going to like a special event or it's my birthday or something like that. Other than that, I just embrace the pale skin life. What I love about this foundation is that it's super full coverage. You only need, on the bottle it says 1 to 2 pumps for full coverage, which is literally all I've done is 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and this will go the whole length of my face. As always, I like to just start by painting it all over my skin first and then blending it out afterwards. To blend out my foundation, I've also been using the Juno & Co sponges. These are the fuzzy ones. I know that Nikki Tutorials did a video maybe a year or two ago reviewing these sponges, and I've been loving them. The texture of the sponge just makes it so much easier to blend out your foundation without any like little dabble marks. It also doesn't pick up as much foundation through the sponge as a normal beauty blender does, which is obviously really good when you want your foundation to stretch a long way. To conceal under my eyes, I'm actually going to take the same LA Girl Pro Concealer that I use to carve underneath my brows. I just like the consistency of this concealer. It's a really nice, not too full coverage, but not too light coverage, and it blends out really well too. Another question that I got on my Instagram was, when did you start your page and how did you get into makeup? The sole reason that I actually got into makeup was purely because I used to absolutely love doing it. I don't really know where my obsession with makeup came from, but it all started because I asked my mum if I could have some of her old makeup, and then I started to buy my own and experiment more, and I just started to get really into it. And at this point I obviously had loads and loads of pictures of the makeup looks that I was doing on my camera roll, and I just wanted a place to store them. So I made my Instagram account, which is Lsgmakeup, and almost 3 years later and 130,000 followers later, here we are. It's been a pretty wild ride, but I am literally so thankful for where it has brought me to. It's taken me to such amazing places, events. I've met so many amazing people that I never would have met if I had never gotten into makeup or started my account. So I am so thankful that I did. To warm up my face and give me a little bit of a contour and bronzer effect going on, I have been absolutely... Oh my god. Yep, just lob it at my mirror. I've been absolutely loving the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in the shade Light. Obviously, I'm using light because I am very pale. And then I'm going to just dance that down onto... Did I just say dance that? I don't know why I said dance that. What I meant to say was I'm going to pat that onto my cheekbone. Also taking that down the bridge of my nose, on my jawbone, and just slightly on my forehead too. Now I'm going to go ahead and start blending that out. I'm just going to blend it using the Morphe JH04 brush and just start to pat that into my skin. You really do not need to be vigorous when you're blending this out because it really is so easy to blend. I'm applying a very minimal pressure to my brush. If you apply too much pressure, you're going to to end up moving the foundation and concealer that's underneath it, so you've just got to be super light and be patient with it. And as you can see, that has literally blended out in seconds. So another one of the questions that I got was, what have you been doing in lockdown to keep you entertained? But if you're currently unaware, well, if you're unaware, then I don't know where you've been, but the whole world is currently in a massive pandemic due to the outbreak of coronavirus. So where I am in the UK, we are on lockdown at the minute, which means that we are unable to pretty much do anything. We can't really go out of the house unless it's to do an essential shop, or whether it's to go to work, only if it's an essential job, which means that I have been stuck inside my house, as has everyone else. And the things that I've found that have kept me the most entertained whilst I've been stuck indoors has been obviously doing my makeup looks. I have been doing a lot of Instagram lives as well, where I have been talking to you guys, because it really helps me to pass the time and also passes your guys' time as well whilst you're watching. I've also been doing some painting. I've been doing bits and bobs around the house, been keeping my bedroom tidy. We've had a lot of projects around our house going on as well, which has obviously been really good to keep me entertained. I've been watching quite a lot on Disney Plus and also on Netflix. So yeah, those are the main things I've been doing really. I feel like I've just got myself into a whole new like lockdown routine. I kind of wake up and do the same thing every day now. It's kind of getting like normal. Let me know in the comments, you guys, of what you guys have been up to as well whilst you've been in lockdown, and if you're in lockdown. For blush, I am going to go ahead and take the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush. Now this is so beautiful, however, as you can see, it is really tiny. I actually purchased this with my own money and I'm kind of shook that it's so small. I'm hoping that it's going to last me a really long time, because for £20 I was expecting a much bigger pan. I'm going to take this on a Morphe E49 brush and just pack that all over my cheeks. Just to sort of redefine my contour, as I've kind of lost it in that blush, I'm taking the Kiko Milano Beyond Limits Maxi Bronzer in the shade 02 Active Sienna. I believe this was in their summer range last year or the year before, so I don't know if they actually sell this anymore, but if you can get your hands on it, this is a really nice bronzer. As always, taking that on my favourite E4 brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to go in and add some more definition there. To highlight my face and give me a bit of a glow, I'm going to take one of my favourite highlighting palettes recently, which is the Rach Loves palette in collaboration with Pixie Beauty. This is such a stunning palette. I'm going to be taking a mixture of the shade Lace, Zipper and Clutch today to give me a nice glow. Okay, moving on to my under eyes now. I actually put up a poll on my Instagram story a few minutes ago asking if I should do lilac underneath my eyes or if I should go for a teal colour, and the majority said teal. So I am going to go ahead and take the shade Nitro from the Plouise Acid Rain collection again, and I'm going to start by taking this on my waterline. I love using these as my waterline eyeliner because they are so thick and they really set in place. They also don't budge as well, which is obviously really good on your waterline. Now I'm actually going to take that on a smudging eyeshadow brush and use the same base and just smudge that right underneath where I've just put that on my waterline. I'm going to go ahead with my mascara. My favourite one at the minute has been the Benefit Bad Girl Bang. I can't explain it, it just makes such a difference to my lashes. It's really lengthening and it's not clumpy as well, which I love. For my lashes today, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the new bPerfect Cosmetics lashes in the style Signs. I did use these in a look the other day and I absolutely loved them, so I'm going to use them again because I love the way that they looked. Okay, whilst I'm waiting for my lashes to dry, I forgot that I'm supposed to be answering your questions, so let's just answer a couple more to finish off. One of them says, shower or bath? I would probably say bath if we had running hot water in our bath, in our house, but because we've not got any hot water in our bath at the minute, I'm gonna have to say shower. Got any life-changing makeup tips and tricks you've learned over the years? Yes, I've got 2 videos on my makeup tips and tricks. You guys can find them already on my channel. I'll link them below if you're not sure of where to find it. If you do want me to do another updated makeup tips and tricks video, then do let me know, although I don't know if any of my techniques have changed since the previous one, but we can have a look. We can just update it if we need to, but let me know if you want to see that. Do you ever move your room around because you need a change of scenery? No, I actually have never moved my room around. I've wanted to. There's been times where I've been staring at my room thinking like, how can I change this? Because I know what you mean. Sometimes when you get so used to the same room and the same scenery all the time, you just want a bit of a change. But my room is kind of placed in a position where I can't really change it. My wardrobe is way too heavy that I would never be able to move it, and with my bedroom layout I just feel like there's nowhere else that I could possibly put my bed and my desk and everything like that, so it's just stayed put. Although if I had a different wardrobe I probably would be tempted to like move it around. Ways to get your looks noticed: you've got to be very interactive with other makeup artists, with brands. Make sure you're commenting on brands' posts, especially when they've got like new product launches. Make them know that you're really excited for it. Always tag the brands that you use in your look in your caption and in the photo as well, so that they're more likely to see your post. Same thing when it comes to crediting influencers. If you are recreating, say, one of my looks or any other influencer's work, make sure you tag them in the caption and in the photo so that we can see your look, because I absolutely love looking at people's recreations, but I don't always see them because a lot of people don't actually tag me, which does make me a little bit sad. But just remember, if you're recreating, then tag the person because we love seeing them. Which GCSEs and A-levels did you choose? So GCSEs and A-levels are our British school exams. I don't really know what they equate to in other countries and in America and stuff like that. The GCSEs I chose were Spanish. I actually can't remember them now. Spanish, art, science, maths, English, sport. Can't even remember now, you know. And then for A-levels I chose art, media and sport, and I can't even remember what I got in them, so waste of time really, but there we go. Okay, my lashes are just about ready to go now, so I'm just going to apply those. And finally we're on to the final step of this makeup look. My lashes are stuck together. We're on to lips, so I'm going to start by taking the Morphe lip liner in the shade Sweetheart, which is just like a nude shade. I really love the Morphe lip liners. They are like a massive dupe for the MAC lip liners and they are a lot cheaper, so I definitely recommend. And finally, to go over the top of my lip liner, I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moon Jelly lip gloss, which has got some beautiful pink and lilac reflex in it, so I feel like it will finish off these eyes perfectly. And this, you guys, is my finished look for today. I am so glad that I actually sat down and filmed this video today, because I actually had a really good time filming it. I feel like I got into the habit of filming videos when I wasn't in the mood and I'd sit here feeling all miserable. I didn't want to be talking, I didn't want to be filming, but today I've actually had a lot of fun doing it. So I'm hoping that this is a good kickback into uploading more. Again, I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to be uploading regularly, but I'm definitely going to give it a try to get uploading more often, because I know that a lot of you guys did really miss my content and do enjoy watching, so we'll see. I really hope that you guys did enjoy watching this video, and if you did, then please make sure to leave a comment down below, give me a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Just one more time, in case I didn't mention it enough in this video, if you guys do want to see more of my content, then please also make sure to check out my Instagram page, which is Lsgmakeup. I post a lot more on there than I do on YouTube, so if you don't yet follow me over on there, then please make sure you do. I'm going to leave this video here now, but I really hope you guys are staying safe and having a wonderful day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!